Hello, everyone. I'm Ellen from the Enty team, and today I want to address one of the most pressing questions we've been receiving throughout 2026. Is the Estonian e-Residency program still worth the investment now that it has officially crossed the 10-year milestone? It's a fair question because the global landscape for digital business has shifted significantly since 2014, and what worked a decade ago requires a much more pragmatic evaluation today. Let's start with the core infrastructure. Estonia remains one of the world's most digitally advanced nations, allowing anyone to run their business completely online. The reality of registering a company in just 30 minutes isn't just a marketing claim, it's a standard practice enabled by a system that has had a decade to mature. In fact, we recently saw a world record where an entrepreneur registered their company in just 15 minutes and 33 seconds. However, we need to talk about the updated financial reality. As of 2026, the state fee for an e-residency application or renewal is 150 euros. The company registration itself costs 265 euros. On the tax side, there have been some necessary adjustments. Since July 2025, the standard VAT rate has been 24%, which is something every business selling to EU clients must factor into their compliance strategy. The most significant shift for many has been the corporate income tax. Starting in January 2025, distributed profits are taxed at a 22/78 rate, and the previously reduced 14/86 rate for regular dividends has been discontinued. Additionally, the personal income tax rate remains at 22%, as the proposed rise to 24% was fortunately cancelled. Despite these increases, the fundamental magic of the Estonian system remains intact. Retained and reinvested profits are not taxed. For a startup or a service-based business that reinvests every euro back into growth, Estonia is still a formidable tax haven within the EU framework. Looking at 2026 specifically, the program has introduced several high-value updates. For instance, e-residents can now invest in regulated crypto assets and crowdfunding instruments through investment accounts, which is a major win for digital-first founders. We've also seen an increase in tax-exempt thresholds. Business-related car use compensation is now 0.50 euros per kilometer, capped at 550 euros monthly, and daily allowances for international business trips have risen to 75 euros for the first 15 days. For EU citizens, the eIDAS 2.0 regulation is beginning to remove the need for the traditional physical e-residency card altogether, further lowering the barrier to entry. So, who should actually consider this in 2026? At Enty, we see three main profiles. First, the solopreneurs, freelancers, and consultants who need a limited liability company within the EU. Second, micro enterprises testing new models in a low barrier environment. And third, SMEs with multiple founders looking to scale and access European venture capital or grant programs. However, I must be direct about the limitations. E-residency is not a tax residency, and it is certainly not a residency permit. It does not give you the right to live in Estonia, a visa, or access to social benefits. You must still understand the international tax rules of your home country to avoid permanent establishment issues. Banking also remains a critical factor. While traditional Estonian banks have strict requirements regarding strong Estonian ties, about 70% of e-residents successfully use EEA fintech providers that offer quick remote account opening. Is it worth it? The ROI analysis is compelling. Estonia gets 7.6 euros back for every euro it invests in the program, which guarantees the program's long-term stability. For the entrepreneur, the time savings alone are massive. Tasks that used to take 4 hours a week in a traditional jurisdiction often take only 10 minutes a month here due to automated compliance. You are essentially buying back your time to focus on your product. At Enty, our goal is to make sure you never have to deal with the friction of these processes. We don't just help you start, we handle the monthly accounting, the V8 filings, and the annual reports that are mandatory even for inactive companies. We act as your licensed contact person and ensure that your business remains in good legal standing while you operate from anywhere in the world. To wrap up, if you are looking for a reliable, transparent, and fully digital gateway to the European market, the Estonian e-Residency program in 2026 remains the most mature and effective choice available. It has adapted to the times, it is legally robust, and it remains a true growth engine for the borderless founder. I hope this overview provided the clarity you were looking for. If you have a specific project in mind, don't waste your time in a research loop. Reach out to us at Enty, and one of our managers will elaborate on every detail. See you soon.